Welcome to Vsb News Online for Tuesday, March 3rd. I'm Megan Sutcliffe. The group attempting to produce a private ag show this April to replace the one canceled by the government reluctantly announced today that circumstances had made it impossible for them to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. A combination of restrictions to when it could be put on, the lack of police coverage on the third day, and onerous deadlines for cleaning up the botanical gardens afterwards had, said the group spokesman Antoine Alboy, forced a cancellation.
When the government first announced that the ag show would be canceled, it was a community effort led by, spearheaded by Mr. Jeff Souza as a citizen, as a concerned citizen, not as an OBA MP. It was put out there to try and save the ag show. He got a bunch of volunteers that responded. We found that the volunteer group was growing week in, week out by people who wanted to participate in saving the ag show. And from that, we had a core group of people who comprised of the executive committee that were doing the necessary things to try to save the ag show.
What was the most telling point where you had to send it out, the disappointment of the cancellation or the postponement or not happening at all?
Was last night around 10 o'clock yesterday evening. We knew that we would have to sign an MOU with government stating what we would be responsible for. The thing that broke the camel's back was the stipulation by government that the ag show had to be held on Saturday and Sunday, which is not feasible. Would have been a nightmare trying to put it all together for the 2 days. That's probably one of the main things. We couldn't do it in the 2 days for various factors. One factor being that the Bermuda government, Ministry of Parks, wanted us to have the Bermuda police participation, which is fine by us. We wanted it as well. The police said they were able to do it for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but they couldn't do it on Sunday. Without the police presence, no one on the executive committee wanted to do it because the police are there as a deterrent and to make sure things flow correctly. Also with the Bermuda Crescent Federation, from what I understand, the show is pretty much for them. They do their schedule in a three day period. Try and do that in 2 day period. Even 6 weeks of planning, pretty much next to impossible. Also factoring in that the stalls usually use, the stalls plus the displays, like in the different halls, use Sunday as a day to break down. If the show is on the Sunday, then when do people have the time to break down? In the MOU, it was put that the grounds had to be cleaned by 10 a.m. on Monday. So if government wants the show to be held on Sunday, and it ends at 6, people have less than 24 hours to clear the grounds. Just impossible to do.
The granting of $7 million in concessions and exemptions to banker Stephen King, the new owner of Pink Beach, went through Parliament yesterday without difficulty. But Shadow Minister Zane De Silva was unhappy with the answer he got from Tourism Minister Sean Cockwell about how far the concessions extended.
The owner has subdivided some of that property for his private home, and I hope that none of these concessions are looped in with this house. And I don't know if you know that or not, but I would certainly make note of it. And if you are aware of it, hopefully that is not included in this, because I certainly think that the owner can afford it. And any concessions that are for the hotel or any related cottages or any development whatsoever, no issue with that. But we just want to make sure that with regards to his private home, which he subdivided, and of course, I'm sure you're aware of the beach, that the best part of the beach, he's taken that away from the residents, and they're not happy about that. So if we can just make sure that these concessions don't for that particular house, I'm sure that he's going to do some additions that they are not included in these concessions.
The cottages, the private residents, they will form part of the hotel inventory for the first 5 years. So 6 months out of each of the first 5 years, the residents and the cottages will form a part of the hotel property. We have to keep in mind, first of all, Mr. Speaker, that, as I said in a point of order, the government didn't sell this property. The government had absolutely no control, no influence on who purchased the property from the bank. Okay. So Mr. Stephen King purchased it from the bank. The bank went through whatever due diligence process. Mr. King went through whatever process he had to go through, Mr. Speaker, and purchased the property. Then the developer comes to the government and says, this is what his intentions are, understanding the zoning of the property and everything else, their planning processes and the like. It's not my job as a minister to question his motives.
Home Affairs Minister Senator Michael Fay has wasted no time in replying to Shadow Minister Walton Brown on the charge that the children of people brought here under the new work permit policy would be able to work. Vsb News' Brian Darby has the statement.
Senator Fay said that last night in the House of Assembly, the Shadow Minister of Immigration, Walton Brown, alleged that the new work permit policy is designed to allow dependent children of work permit holders the right to seek employment. This is completely incorrect, he said. The Department of Immigration has made this very clear in all the presentations to stakeholders. The policy has been available for public consultation and this point has never been raised. Why? Because all parties know that dependent children cannot seek employment. It has, prior to the OBA administration, always been the case that spouses of work permit holders could seek employment. It's important to note that such persons will always be subject to the regime put in place by this government. Frankly, I expected better from Mr. Brown. He has had every opportunity to raise concerns. Instead, he waits until the policy rolls out. Again, for the avoidance of doubt, dependent children of work permit holders are unable to seek employment. We are, of course, happy to add further clarity to the policy if it's confused anyone.
The Bermuda Public Speaking and Debate Tournament finished up today. The event completed with the public speaking portion of the tournament. Vsb News spoke to Melissa Bruff, a woman who played a major role in the tournament taking place and is, more importantly, coach of the winning high school debate team.
It was a very busy day. But the students got a lot out of it, and it was an excellent opportunity for local students to compete with some international students as well. Based on the feedback that we've gotten, a lot of people were really excited that we had a second tournament. Bermuda Debate Society does a November tournament, and they were vital in helping us run this tournament too, and helping coordinate judges. And I think that a lot of students enjoy debate, but they just need more outlets to compete. So providing a second tournament in February allowed them to continue to practice their skills and also to compete against schools from Canada and also to see the quality of the competition internationally.
Now, you're the coach for the BHS team?
I am the coach for the
Okay, and how do you feel about them winning?
Well, to be honest, the seniors are an amazing team, and they're experienced, and they really do put in the time and the effort to compete, and they love debate. And I can't really take a lot of credit for their win because they're just determined, they're committed, and they put the work in.
We'll be back with more news right after this.
In an effort to make Bermuda's roads safer, and in partnership with Bermuda Police Service and the Bermuda Road Safety Council, DeFon's Broadcasting is launching a safe driving campaign. Complete with thumb bands, come into DeFon's Broadcasting and 94 Reed Street and make the commitment to drive safer and slower for yourself. Your voice could be featured on the radio. Get yourself a thumb band as a reminder of your commitment to drive safer and with fewer distractions. While you're at it, why not get one for someone in your life who also needs a reminder that our roads do not discriminate. They can take anyone's life. Let's drive safe, Bermuda, and arrive alive. Peace and love. Safe journeys.
Dozens of students will converge on the swimming pool at the National Stadium on Saturday morning for an unusual competition in which they demonstrate remote-operated vehicles, or robots, constructed in their homes and schools. J.P. Skinner, director of the Ocean Academy at BIOS, explains.
The HSBC Explorer program is in some ways one of the key programs within Ocean Academy, and it's one of our best ways to kind of cast a net and to get students excited about science and to get them sort of set the hook so that as they progress through middle school and high school, they're learning science, they're learning about the local environment, but also getting some of the skills that can help them as they're heading off to university or looking at a career.
Robots couldn't be more exciting for a young person.
You know, it's amazing. I find, you know, I never would have thought myself personally that I'd be excited about robots, but of course when we started this program I had to take one of the kits, and with my son we tried to build one and see if we could get it, and two guys, we spent hours and hours putting this thing together and testing it in the pool, and it's almost addictive. You get so excited tinkering, and I think students today, and most of us generally, don't have the opportunity to do a little engineering or to really think of technology and putting things together, and it's an exciting thing to do.
This is a competition. How does it work?
So it's all part of the HSBC Explorer program, which is themed marine this year, so Mid-Atlantic Robotics and Education. The idea is that we've brought in these kits, which are the bare bones of an ROV, and distributed them to schools across the island, to some after-school clubs and homeschools. And since the new year, they've been working on different designs to be able to achieve neutral buoyancy in the water, to do some underwater obstacle courses and things like this. And this all will culminate this Saturday, so on the this March. And it's going to be an opportunity for the students to showcase what they've put together and then test them in the water and kind of compete against each other. So.
It could be called an underwater drone, I suppose, which is even more up to date.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a lot of the idea here is that the research going on at BIOS now is, of course, we have the ship and people going out into the ocean, but the future seems to be going towards autonomous vehicles and drones, or we actually have gliders which are going out into the ocean and doing the research and backing up the data that's collected by people. So that's kind of the future. So this is a way for students to start thinking about that and learn some of the skills leading towards that kind of technology.
This is a first, isn't it?
First for us. There's, as we've discovered, a lot of teachers and after-school clubs doing robotics in Bermuda, and the students are the experts. I am far from the expert, and what's been incredible is to just give students these kits and just see them go and start inventing and coming up with the thinking through the skills that they need in order to build these things.
The Bermuda International Film Festival is coming of age this year, and it has a new festival director, Andrew Stoneham, who will oversee everything. He spoke to VSB's Brian Darby about the challenges that lie ahead.
This year is Biff comes of age, since we go 18, and of course 18 here is the legal age. And it just so happened when we were going through all the submissions and films, we found a lot of films that were about going from going from a child to an adult, and so it just so happens that they were really good films and we really liked them, and it wasn't really until after we selected the films that we kind of realized the majority of the films were about coming of age. And so yeah, the theme kind of comes to you and you realize it eventually along the process.
Now, we trust you to do what we want you to do. Does that mean a certain amount of your own tastes come into it?
I try to be very, very objective. There's certainly films that my taste does play into it, but there's certainly a number of films that we do showcase that I don't necessarily, my tastes do not match those films, but I realize there is an audience here, or it might speak well to the local audience. So it's a mixture of both, but I try to be objective as well as the other members of our selection committee as much as possible.
It's been impressive over 17 years to see how many people stick to it. They're fans, and they look forward to this time of the year. That's pretty interesting. Bermudians sometimes get bored with things very quickly, but not films.
No, we've always had a very loyal audience that have supported the festival year after year, and that's because it's kind of hard to not get interested with films, because every film is so very different and it takes you on a different journey. And again, we do our very best to create a diverse lineup each year, which I think we have been successful in the last few years, of really diversifying the lineup. And so I think that appeals to every person from a walk of life to come and see the films and experience cinema and the world beyond Bermuda.
It's about teen spirit at the T.N. Tatum Middle School. Adrian Smatt has more in this report.
In conjunction with the Power of One program, the T.N. Tatum Middle School has opened a Tigertown Spirit Shop, something Deputy Principal Chris Swan says is an attempt to help with school spirit.
Though it is part of a global competition, a fundraising competition that our this M3 class is involved in, but at the same time, students have suggested that our school spirit has dropped, And opening this Tiger Town, students have become very excited. Students and teachers are more excited about school spirit and rallying behind this opening. So we are really excited about opening our spirit shop, or what's called the Tiger Town Spirit Shop.
David Bascom, who has teamed with TN Tatum to bring the Power of One program to the school, explains how the two programs can help.
I think that the students and also the staff have done an excellent job. When you talk about 21st century, when you talk about getting young people to understand leadership, business, how to do the balances is very important. I mean, these young men and women, awesome. I mean, I couldn't tell you when I was that age trying to balance something out. I just knew how to take a dime and just go get some candies or lollipops. So no, this is awesome. It's all about empowerment and leadership, and this is where it starts.
Najma Saleh, a student at TN Tatum, talks about the benefit of having the Tiger Town shop.
Having spirit is not bad. You could show your spirit, you could dance or do art, do many different things with your school spirit. So the most thing that's really benefiting us is that instead of sitting there and watching people play sports and doing nothing, just stand up and cheer and do all the other stuff.
For VSB News, I'm Adrienne Smatt.
And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Last night at the BAA Field, Robin Hood defeated the North Village Rams 3-2 to pull themselves out of the Premier Division relegation zone. Liam Evans scored the opener for Robin Hood in the 16th minute when he drilled home a right-footed shot from an Antoine Russell cross. Jerome Bailey equalized for the North Village Rams in the 31st minute, only to see Jalen Bather give Robin Hood the lead in the 41st minute as they took a 2-1 lead into the break. North Village Rams, for the second time in the game, drew themselves level when Dimitri Daniel scored in the 62nd minute, but Evans would score his second goal of the game in the 84th minute to earn Robin Hood the 3-2 victory. After 5 rounds of the Bermuda Futsal Women's League at the Warwick Academy Gymnasium, the PHC Lady Zebras are the league leaders with 15 points, while the CP Chicas are in second with 12 points. The Dandy Stars are in third with 9 points, while Somerset Hurricanes, Hamilton Parish, and the Young Men's Social Club Lady Bluebirds all have 3 points thus far on the season. The CP Chicas have the top 2 goal scorers in the league, while the next 2 are both from the PHC Lady Zebras. Cliche Darryl Virgil leads the league with 16 goals, while Shantae Todd has 15 goals. Jessica Furtado has 14 goals on the season thus far, and Aaliyah Nolan has 13 goals. A Bermuda boys gymnastic team competed in the Mid-Atlantic Invitational hosted by Preston Gymnastics Academy in Baltimore. In Level 6 Division 11 action, Max Blakeney finished 14th with an all-round score of 53-10. Blakeney won the vault event with a score of 10.40, while he also finished 4th in the floor routine with a 9.5. In the 11 to 12 age group Level 7 division, Taj Lowry finished 11th with an all-round score of 55.0. Lowry finished 6th in the parallel bars routine with a score of 9.4. He also finished 7th with a score of 8.9 during his floor exercise. In the Level 4 division, Jacob Medeiros finished 12th with an all-round score of 58.4. This was after he won the vault with a score of 9.7. He also finished 5th with a 10.1 during the pummel bars routine. Thomas Giznick finished 20th during the Level 5-9 division with an all-round score of 57.0. Giznick's top performance came during the floor routine where he finished 7th with a score of 10.3. Jordan Tomachi finished 23rd in the same division with an all-round score of 55.3. Tomachi finished 10th, competing in the rings with a score of 10.6. The Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association have updated their short course meter records following the Best of the Best Series second meet at the Bassa Pool on February 21st and the Ontario Winter Festival held in Ontario February 21st and 22nd. At the Best of the Best meet, during the girls 13 to 14 age group 100-meter butterfly, Emma Harvey now holds the record after she touched the wall in a time of 106.08, breaking her own record of 106.80 set on December 6, 2014. Harvey then set a new 100-meter individual medley record, clocking a time of 1:10.06, breaking Shannon Hassel's record of 1:11.07 set on July 18, 2013. In Ontario, in 8 and under boys action, Elijah Daly is now the 100-meter backstroke record holder with a time of 1:28.62, breaking Finn Mosley's record of 1:34.93 set on June 9, 2013. Daly also now holds the 200-meter backstroke record with a time of 3:03.48, breaking his own record of 3:15.55 set on November 30th, 2014. Daly broke his own 50-meter butterfly record of 38.51 set on December 13, 2014, when he touched the wall in a time of 37.76. Daly also broke the 100-meter butterfly record when he was clocked at 1:32.24, breaking his own record of 1:33.19 set on November 30th, 2014. In the 9 to 10 girls age group, Elin Daly set a new 50-meter freestyle record when she was clocked at 29.57, breaking her own record of 30.51 set on December 14, 2014. Daly also broke the 50-meter backstroke record when she touched the wall in a time of 35.37, breaking Emma Harvey's record of 36.20 set on June 9, 2012. Daly set a new 100-meter backstroke record with a time of 1:17.53, breaking Emma Harvey's record of 1:18.17 set on June 10, 2012. The Professional Golf Association of Bermuda Batter Bowl Series, sponsored by Bacardi, continued yesterday at the Turtle Hill Golf Course at the Fairmont, Southampton. Week 3 of the series saw Dwayne Pearman having a three-peat with his seemingly unbeatable partner, Alan Bradshaw. Close behind were Tolton Smith and Charlie Birch, and in third was Paul Adams and Andrew Bissell. If only June could come quicker, that will be the start of the America's Cup World Series in Italy, which offers the opportunity to showcase elite racing. But in the absence of America's Cup competition, the prominent team New Zealand has been owning the media spotlight now for some 2 weeks. Here's what we've learned. Skipper Dean Barker has been moved out and Youngblood has been moved in. Barker is not happy with being considered old. Barker and team management director Grant Doughton are not mates. Billionaire Matteo Di Nora, the Swiss-Italian, has poured millions into Team New Zealand, has given his full backing to the team and its administration. With Bermuda winning the bid to host the 2017 America's Cup, has put a serious impact on the team's finances and sponsorship funding, reducing the budget by some $20 million. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Wednesday, March 4th, there will be a mix of sun and cloud. Winds will be easterly, light to moderate, veering southerly, light to moderate during the morning. Then southwesterly overnight. We are expecting a high near 66 degrees and a low near 60. Thanks for watching VSB News Online for Tuesday, March 3rd. As a part of the winning debate team from BHS, I'm Megan Sutcliffe.